Good morning, everybody. Driving in pretty scary conditions here. Trying to get to work. I don't want to be lazy, but I'm already late for work as it is, and I let them know, and they totally understand. Should have left a little earlier. I left pretty early, but still didn't help much. The roads are filled with snow. You can kind of see around me in the video the snow a little bit, but I'm going to keep my eyes on the road and just talk to you all because it kind of helps me stay calm. I was listening to Glenn Beck today. I love listening to Glenn Beck's show. I think he's one of the most brilliant people on radio, and one of the most educated and self-educated people. Very, just a big fan of Glenn Beck. And I know a lot of people don't like him, and I think most of those people who, quote-unquote, don't like Glenn Beck never even listen to him, don't have any idea what he stands for, because he's a very open-minded person, and he always likes to hear the other side, which, certain people on the quote-unquote right don't like that about him, that he's too libertarian, too open-minded, that he wasn't on the bandwagon for Donald Trump, and I think it's very healthy. I couldn't bring myself to vote third party as he did, and the candidate that he supported wasn't even on the ballot in my state. But that's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm really talking about today is the Tide Pod Challenge. Yes. Because that's what he spoke about this morning on the radio. The Tide Pod Challenge. Even though he meant to talk about something else, it turned into a whole show about the Tide Pod Challenge. Many people called up to discuss it. I want to put in my 2 cents about this issue. Now, as far as the Tide Pod Challenge goes, Glenn Beck brought up some interesting statistics and interesting ideas, and I just wanted to bring these out for everybody. I'm going to sound a little nervous because there are people behind me and in front of me, and I kind of wish they would go around. Once this guy passes me, I'm going to feel a lot better. The guy in front of me, his license plate says Psycho, so I don't want to pass him because that doesn't really sound like too good of an idea. I don't know, I think I mentioned some time ago I saw a bumper sticker that said something about Godzilla for president, but the obvious problem with that is that he's not a naturally born citizen, so although you could maybe say that since his mother was the A-bomb that came from America, maybe just like Obama, his mother was American and his father was Kenyan, and maybe we could have the same argument about Godzilla, and it would actually be true there, I guess. Mother was an A-bomb. That's a reference to Mystery Science Theater 3000, by the way. The episode of Godzilla versus Megalon, that was one of the riffs. This is a really bad sounding video simply because I'm so nervous, but at least there'll be record if I make it or I don't make it, so that makes it this is a bit more dangerous than the Tide Pod Challenge. Driving on the Palisades, there's no phone reception out here, and there are other people on the road. So how do we work with that? Hopefully this guy will pass me as well, because I just don't like having anybody behind me in this type of weather. And I let them know at work I'm running late. So, or at least he'll back up and give some safe space. See, that's what real safe space is. I mean, I remember a police officer once told me that you should have however many miles per hour you're going, divide that by 10. So if you're going 40, the number will be 4. If you're going 60, the number will be 6. If you're going 30, the number will be 3. Still behind this Psycho guy. I don't want to roads are really bad now. This guy just won't. So they said that you should have that many car lengths between you and the car in front of you. So if you're going 30, you should have 3 car lengths. If you're going 40, you should have 4 car lengths. That's pretty wise. I'm thinking I might just want to pull over, let these folks pass, and then continue on my merry way. I can't even switch lanes, so that's not going to work. Well, he wants me to pass Psycho. I guess I can try. This way I can. Well, I passed Psycho now. I hope he's not going to come at me with a knife in the shower. You know, I never saw that movie. I haven't really seen that many Hitchcock movies, to be honest. I've seen a lot of his early work from the 30s and 40s, which I enjoyed. 50s and 60s, not really that much. Except the TV show, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. That I used to watch when I was a kid, all the time. Oh, better slow down. Because that was on Nick at Night. That would come on at about 10:30 when I was a kid. Now Nick at Night has like new shows from like the 90s. To me, that's new. This is the shows that was on, like Roseanne is on Nick at Night. I remember Roseanne. That was like such an edgy show. She blocked me on Twitter for being an anti-Zionist. So, and for pointing out to her that her Rebbe, the Nikolsberger Rebbe, is a big tzaddik, very avoidly Yid in Muncie. Nikolsberger Rebbe Mechalevich. I remember meeting him in Prague a few years ago, and he borrowed my Strymel because his Strymel for some reason went to Vienna. I'm just talking for no reason, trying to get just really pretty much keeping a record, just if in case I don't make it, but I have faith that as it says in Psalm 91, that God commands his angels to guard you in all your ways, and whatever God wants will be. I'm just going to try my best to put in ishtadlus to be safe, fulfill the mitzvah, shmor nafshecha ma'od, carefully guard your soul, your life. And that's it. So I used to watch Alfred Hitchcock Presents on Nick at Night. I remember they would have, I don't remember what order the shows were in, but I remember they would have F Troop, which was great. I remember meeting Larry Storch. That was a big honor. He enjoyed that me and my kids could speak Yiddish to him. That's what he said to me. The Larry Storch. The Larry Storch School of Plumbing and Heating. Anybody? Oh, Monty's is passing me. All right, Jabid. You should be Kimalach Yitzav Elach L'Shmarcha B'chol Rechecha. Wünscht ihm eine Bruche nach Haid. Schus of Ahavas Yisrael should be safe, and he should be safe too. I don't think it's that risky. I have snow tires on, going about 43 miles per hour right now, and the actual speed limit here is 50. People usually go like 70 here, so I'm pretty sure. I don't know, this part of the Palisades, maybe it's 55, but that's, now I'm going 45, 46. That's pretty good, I think we're doing okay. It's 4 minutes after 10, so 20 minutes late for work. Like I said, I don't expect to, I don't know, there's more people getting onto the road. He's got to yield. I'm going to just keep going, but I don't want him to be behind me. He doesn't have his lights on. That's the stupidest thing. Oh, so the speed limit here is 55. 2 of them don't have their lights on. How do you not have headlights on this time? That's one of the few things on the road that really upsets me, is people who drive in unsafe conditions, rain, snow, whatever, without their lights on. It's against the law. I don't know why they don't get more. And I think it's pretty dangerous, in my opinion. Whatever. It upsets me. So let's keep going. So I was saying, Nick at Night, when I was a kid, Nick at Night was great. I loved that. I loved the little things on the side, the little commercial bumper things, or there would be like, Oh, studies have shown that watching classic TV, can improve your mood or be good for your health. I remember telling that to my uncle, and he's like, "Well, how do you scientifically, define classic television? What do you, you know?" So another one. Let's see. He's got to yield. I got to keep going. That's the safe route. At least this guy has his lights on, and I'm going the speed limit now. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, George isn't at home. All right. Believe it or not, Bob Ripley. Okay, we're gonna keep going. This is kind of like the show. You ever listen to that? The guy from The Simpsons, Harry Shearer, and like he kind of and then once in a while he does a funny skit, but then he just like is talking. And he's not really talking that well. He's not speaking well. I would say maybe he's talking well and not speaking well, but it's still compelling, especially because he's from The Simpsons and also from all those Christopher Guest movies, which were great. I want to get back to Nick at Night before I get to the Tide Pods, and I will talk about Tide Pods, God willing, if God lets me survive to that point, and I don't keep talking about Nick at Night until I get to work, because once I get to work I gotta go inside, even though I'm late. I'm not gonna be even more late once I'm there already. That's ridiculous. So Nick at Night, F Troop, Get Smart. It's interesting, at that same Monster Bash where I met Mr. Larry Storch, that was amazing, and I have great pictures and videos with Larry Storch. He should be well. So then, Bird Eye Gordon was there. Terry Moore was there. That was an awesome Monster Bash. Not to mention, of course, Rico Browning, who I'd met before, but it was much better to, at this Monster Bash was really cool. I don't want to pass two people, and I got room in the back. I'm going to take my time. Better, slow and steady wins the race, right? So it was, I think, Gary Clark. There was the guys from Teenage Frankenstein, and the Teenage Werewolf from the movie How to Make a Monster, and not, of course, Michael Landon wasn't there.